The key to taking action before you're ready is to doing it scared, is to embracing it's going to be scary. And the more that you practice taking action before you're ready and starting before you're ready and doing it messy and doing it imperfectly and doing it feeling like you're going to throw up and taking action anyways, the better you get at it. It's like working out in the gym.
Hi everyone, welcome to Go All In show here on ABC 15. My name is Stant. I am your host and I'm super excited. You can tell I can't stop smiling right now because I have my special guest and mentor here with me today, Gottlieb, the co-founder and Chief Mindset Officer of the Super Connector Media. I mean, this is amazing. Jen, welcome to the house. Thank you so much for being here.
Damn! I am bursting with excitement to be here with you right now. This is so much fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Because when I met you last year, I never thought about today that is going to happen, but it is right now. This is like the law of attraction is like coming for real. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is proof of concept. This moment right now is proof that it works, right? Because when I met you, this was something that you dreamed about, maybe you saw it a little, maybe you didn't necessarily fully believe, but you just kept taking action until now it's your reality where you have your very own TV show and you're interviewing me. This is just such a mind-blowing moment. It's amazing.
I know. I mean, lately I've been interviewing a lot of like world-class like thought leaders like Brian Tracy, Dr. Joe Vitale, John DeMartini, and now you. And I thought, how can all of this happen? And I know a lot of us gonna want to know about it, but you are, in my eyes, in my opinion, Jen, you are the master of manifestation and law of attraction. So today we're gonna talk about it. I know you help tons of people, including myself, get seen on TV because that was you do. But I know that secretly in your company, this is the mindset. It is personal development and spirituality, work. So share with us a little bit about your background. Where were you before you get to do what you do?
Yeah. So you're right. We are, if you check us out, right, just online, we are a PR company, we're an educational company, but we really truly are a personal development company that uses media as the gateway to personal transformation, right? And that's exactly what happened. And my title at our company is CMO, which typically people would think, oh, Chief Marketing Officer. Nope, I'm the Chief Mindset Officer because we really, mindset and the law of attraction and shifting the way that I think and shifting my perspective completely changed my life. And my background, I was an actress. I moved to New York City as a college dropout. I was a Hooters waitress. I was in South Florida and I dropped out of college and I knew, and I'm sure some of your viewers feel this way too. I knew that there was something so much more for me, but I couldn't pinpoint it. And I couldn't get clear on what that was. But all I knew is that the universe was calling me to do something, to take action on something. And I called up my mom and I said, Mom, I'm going to move to New York City and I'm just going to go for it. Right. I've been singing and acting since I was a little kid. And I moved to New York City on a whim and went to a school to study musical theater. And I saw one of my very first Broadway shows, which was The Wedding Singer. The Adam Sandler movie, The Wedding Singer. And I saw the show on Broadway and I saw this role being played by an actress named Felicia Finley. It was the role of Linda, who's, Linda's like the woman that leaves Robbie Hart at the altar. She's like the funny, like, I would guess you would say like the evil character in the show. And I sat there and it was like God came down to me and said, that's it. You need to play that part. And I was sitting in the audience. I was in theater school. I was living in like a 4x4 bedroom and like with like a bunk bed. There was no possible opportunity for me sitting in the audience to ever play that role on a Broadway stage, right? But in my mind, I turned to my friend, I remember, and I said to him, I'm going to play that part one day. I'm going to play that part one day. You watch. And I knew nothing about the law of attraction at this time, Nim. Nothing. All right. All I knew was that there was this thing called The Secret, and Oprah used it to manifest being in her show that she was in, or the movie The Color Purple. And I remember hearing that story. I was like, well, if Oprah could use this thing called the law of attraction, like visualizing what you want, and like it can magically happen to get that, then maybe I could do it to be Linda in The Wedding Singer. Let's just try.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I'm going to do an experiment. So I followed the visualizations, and so every single night before I went to bed, I would visualize myself playing the part. I would see the audience in front of me. I would feel the lights on my body. I would practice the songs and sing myself to sleep. And I would do that over and over and over again. And to not go too deep into the story, but long story short, when I ended up booking the role of Linda in the Broadway national tour of The Wedding Singer, wearing the same costume that Felicia Finley, the actress that I saw on Broadway, wore on my body, seeing the audience, feeling the lights on my body, and actually creating that moment into reality. And it was the exact same visual that I had done in my twin bed years prior. I had a moment where I was like, this works. This works. I could do this. Whatever I want, I can create. And that was the moment, Nim. That was the moment that skyrocketed it for me, really with believing in the law of attraction and using it to be able to incrementally, step by step, create the life that I live now.
Yeah. And Jen, the law of attraction is not just going to work by sitting down meditating, right? But you took action. So can you touch base for us a little bit? Because that is the missing piece. A lot of people didn't even aware, including myself for a long time, didn't aware that the word attraction had the word action in it. So
exactly right.
Tell us a little bit more. How can we take action to get that attraction from whatever you want, in the world?
So you're absolutely right. The law of attraction doesn't work by sitting around and thinking about it, right? You can sit around and think and visualize and doing all that. What I used to do, yes, you can do that. But the way that works is your subconscious mind, the thing that actually is steering the ship, it doesn't know the difference between a real memory and a fake one. So the only thing that keeps you from taking action really is fear.
Yeah.
And if you can trick your subconscious mind to believe that thing that you want has already happened by replaying the memory in your mind and feeling the experience, the fear of actually doing the thing gets a lot less. And you're able to see the opportunities a lot brighter. You're able to see the yellow brick road that leads you to the thing. And then more importantly, you're able to take the action steps with less fear to get to that thing. So action, taking action, doing it is the absolute most important piece of the puzzle. And here's the thing with taking action. It can be very scary to take action. And many people, that's where they stop. Right? They think about it, they plan it out, they visualize all day, they're really good at that. But then when it comes to actually doing the thing, that's where they just can't get going. And the key to taking action before you're ready is doing it scared, is to embracing, it's going to be scary. And the more that you practice taking action before you're ready and starting before you're ready and doing it messy and doing it imperfectly and doing it feeling like you're going to throw up and taking action anyways, the better you get at it. It's like working out in the gym. Confidence comes from consistently sticking with the uncomfortable commitments you make with yourself. Right? So the more you do it, the easier it gets. And that's how you get really good at taking scary action. And if you can really master the art of taking uncomfortable action, you will end up like Stant with your own TV show. Full stop.
So a lot of people message me, like private message, say, how can you share a little bit? How can you get your TV show on the real TV? Jen, same thing, like how did I get to be on TV is because I was stupid enough to take action, right? And I pick up the phone call again, just to call that TV station and ask, how can I do it? So taking action. What is the scary action that you are taking right now in this moment? What is it?
Okay, so this is actually a really incredible time for us to be doing this interview, actually.
Okay.
It couldn't be more perfect because I am actually doing what we're talking about right now in this moment. And my body is still vibrating. When I get into this mode, my body, I just get like, you know how it feels when you're just in it and you're taking scary action consistently and things start to happen, because that's what happens when you just start profusely taking action. Right now, I'm in the process of writing my book. My very first book. Writing my very first book. I'm writing a book. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I made the decision and immediately I said, I know that if I sit around and I think about this too long, hesitation will stop my manifestation. So I'm not going to hesitate, and I'm just going to take action even though I'm not ready, even though the book's not written, even though it's not perfect, whatever it, and I'm telling you, Nim, it supercharged my results so far. And I can't tell you how far along I am, but I'm very far along in the process of getting this book really, really going. And it's scary. It's uncomfortable. There's a lot of fear. There's all of those feelings, all that imposter syndrome, all of it. I have it too. It really, really is uncomfortable. But this is how I talk to fear. I say, you know how I talk to fear, Nim. I'm going to tell everyone that's watching.
Yep.
Fear, I see you. I hear you. I know that you're just trying to keep me safe. That's your job. I appreciate you. But I'm going to put you in the passenger seat of the car. I'm driving. You can be in the passenger seat. We'll go together, but you cannot touch the steering wheel. You cannot touch the radio. I get it. You might be annoying. You might sing like really annoying songs into my ear telling me I'm not good enough, and that's okay. But I am driving the car, and for no moment in time will I ever take my foot off that pedal because you tell me to. So let's go, fear. Let's go. And so I've just been doing it scared and doing it not ready. And anybody here that is watching right now, if this video that you're watching of Nim Stant having her own TV show, I saw her and knew her before this existed for her. So if you feel like you have a dream in your heart that scares you and you don't know how to do it, all you need to do is just start taking action, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't know what the action step is. Just do something. And it will suddenly create momentum that will lead you towards where you're supposed to go. I'm in it too, so we're all in it together.
So will you say that you feel uncomfortable every day of what you do?
One of my goals when I wake up every single day is to make sure that I do at least one incredibly uncomfortable thing. Ooh. So now I do more than one. Yeah, I give myself a dare of the day. So just like we work out in the gym, Nim, so I go to the gym, and right when you work out, you know all about this. Right? You can't get results unless you reach that point of discomfort.
Yeah.
So the same thing goes with training your subconscious, right? And and the law of attraction and creating and making your own luck and making your own opportunity. You have to get really good. You have to put in the reps of being uncomfortable in order to consistently take that action, even when it's scary. So every single day I say, okay, Jen, what's your dare of the day today? And I make a dare of the day. What's the scary thing you're going to do that makes you feel like you're going to throw up today? Well, it's usually the thing that you really don't want to do, but you really, and you don't even want to write it down. That's the thing that you need to go do. And the more that you can practice, right? The more you consistently stick with those commitments that you make to yourself, the more you train yourself that you can trust that you're going to follow through. And one of the main reasons that people don't try is because they don't trust in themselves that they will follow through. Because how many times have they said they were going to do something and they didn't, right? So every time you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through, you're telling your subconscious that you can't trust yourself. You're losing confidence. But every single time that you say you're going to do something and you follow through, you get that dopamine hit, you get that serotonin, you feel really good, and you're telling your subconscious mind, you got this. You got this. You can trust you, that you know how to take care of yourself. And guess what? You didn't die. Nothing bad happened. You got to the other side. You can do it again.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. So Jen, like we saw you, we know you, like we saw that perfect picture outside when you act, when you pose, when you smile, like on your social media, on your website, on your, challenge, right? And have you ever see yourself when you see your picture, when professional photographer took your picture and you thought, oh shoot, I don't know if my color is right, my brand color, my, font for, whatever it is, do you have that feeling too?
Oh yeah. So that used to stop me, Nim. That that fear of not being perfect and not having the perfectly curated Instagram and the perfect pictures on my website, that actually used to stop me from creating content because I would, oh, that's not good enough. I can't put that out there. Oh my gosh, it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look beautiful. And it wasn't until I was able to say to myself, you know what, Jenny, better done than perfect. And people don't like to look at perfect people all the time. You need to show your realness. It doesn't need to be perfect. And if you wait until it's perfect to do it and to put it out there, you've already hesitated too long. You've already lost your shot because it's never going to be perfect. We're messy humans. Listen to him. I love a good curated, beautiful photo shoot. I love it. Right. But that is not me on the everyday. And I'm not a creative director. I am not a brand. You know, if you are a brand creator and that's what you do, then maybe, you're going to have a beautiful Instagram. You're going to have beautiful stuff. But that me focusing on that and not putting out content just because I'm obsessed with the way that it looks is just going to stop me from sharing my message. So one of my favorite quotes, Nim, is when you care about yourself as much as you care what other people think, you will change your life. Because so much of us sit around caring so much about what everybody else is thinking about the stuff that we do and the stuff that we put out. So much so that we don't do the things we really want to do. Or we don't show up because we're so scared about what Joe Schmo is thinking when Joe Schmo is not thinking about you. He's thinking about, or she's thinking about him or herself, not you. Right? So when we stop caring about what other people think, our lives will change. Our lives will open up. We'll start showing up more. So even though that fear will be there, it will be in the back of your head. You need those reminders to be able to go, nope, better done than perfect. Better done than perfect.
So Jen, a lot of people, think that you're so successful, your company, your brand and everything, you've been seen everywhere. Do you feel like entrepreneurship also work along with spirituality? Like for me, being an entrepreneur is my spiritual path. It's my spiritual practice every day. I can't do it without feeling it and asking for help. What about you?
For me personally, I'm right there with you, Nim. It's one and the same. I can't tell anybody else how to do it. However you do it is how you do it, right? And I appreciate the work for anybody, whatever it is for you, whatever works for you, that is how you should do it. For me, I am always in touch with my higher power, because if I don't feel in touch with that bigger universal energy that is supporting me and helping me, then it gets really scary. Like we talked about, like the feel like you're going to puke moments, like they get really, really, really scary. And at some point you really just have to throw your hands up and surrender. When you are doing things that you don't know for sure are going to work out, that you don't know for sure you're going to get chosen. Maybe you're scared you're going to get rejected. Maybe you're scared someone's not going to like it. Maybe you're scared that it's not going to work. All of those fears are going to come up when you try something new. All of them. It's going to happen. And the only way to free yourself from that is to be like, you know what? I can handle anything. I surrender. I trust and I know that no matter what, I'll always be okay. Even if the worst case scenario happens, I'll always be okay. And that comes from my spirituality. For other people, it could come from something else, but I need that personally.
So what is your version of surrender, Jen? Because a lot of people thought surrender mean giving up or not doing it. What is the version of your surrender look like?
Oh, surrender for me just means putting it in the hands of God.
But you're still controlling, right?
Letting go of controlling the outcome. It's going and trusting that no matter what happens, it's always for me because I'm always being taken care of. So this is really, really key, Nim. If you ever are really scared of being rejected or somebody saying no and it's holding you back from taking that action that you need to take, think back to every single other time in your life when the worst possible thing that you could ever imagine actually ended up happening. Right. When you think back to that time, I guarantee you, Nim, so you tell me, was it the best thing? Now that you look back, are you grateful that that thing happened?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? In the moment, you're not grateful it happened, right? In the moment, you're like, this is the worst thing ever. Right? For sure. It's not fun. But when you can't connect the dots looking forwards, you can only connect them looking backwards. Steve Jobs said that quote. And it's so true because when you connect the dots looking backwards, it all makes sense. And it's always All of the things are always happening for you. They're always for you. So if you can surrender and trust that no matter what the outcome of this situation, no matter if it's the greatest outcome that I could ever imagine, or even if it's like the crappiest outcome ever, everything went wrong, no matter what, I will look back at this time and I will say what was supposed to happen happened. And that is surrender for me, trusting that it's for me no matter what, and just going.
Well, I see you, Jen, from the screen. So it's like you surrender every day, but you also keep going every day. That's what I see. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Surrendering to whatever the outcome is, no matter what, I'm going to keep going.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the key. So a few more questions. What is your life legacy look like? Doing a lot. But what does the legacy look like for you?
My life legacy. So when I look back, I used to always say, you know, I was born a performer. I was born to be on stage. From the second that I came out of the womb, literally, I was screaming, and then I was singing and dancing, performing and putting on shows, always. And that is what I always thought that my legacy would be, to perform. And I always thought, so this is a real big lesson to me in what you think your legacy is. Maybe that's not it. And we're always kind of figuring it out, right? I always thought that I was going to be on stages saying other people's words, singing other people's songs, and performing, right? Because, and making people feel something different. That was always, I truly believed that with every ounce of my being since I was a little girl. And then when I started really diving in to who I truly was and not what I thought the world wanted from me or what other people wanted for me or what the typical way of doing things was when I noticed, oh my gosh, I can use my talents, and instead of waiting for other people to hire me, right, and waiting for other people to pick me to say their words, I could use the talents that God gave me and actually create my own opportunity to change people's lives.
Right.
And I truly believe that one of my purposes on this planet, one of my legacies that I will leave is to be able to use the gifts that I've been given, which is the gifts of performance and the gifts of being able to make other people see their full potential and use that for the greater good and to help people change their lives. And I truly believe, Nim, that there will be more. And I still don't know them yet. So I'm just going to keep leaning into that. I'm going to keep on listening, and I'm going to be open to what the universe has in store for me.
That's so beautiful. I know there's more coming.
You don't even know.
Yeah, I know that, I always say to myself, your life is part of a bigger plan, which is we don't know what bigger plan looks like, you know what I mean? But we're in it. That's
you may not know. You may not know what that plan is. I always say, God, just use me. Just use me. Speak to me, speak through me, and use me. And I don't necessarily know the how. And that's really important with the law of attraction. Circling back to the law of attraction, people always ask me, they're like, Jen, how am I going to do that? I know what I want to attract, but how? I say, take that how and throw it out the window. Okay? It's going out the window of the car. You don't need to know the how. The only thing that you need to do is you need to believe a little bit more than you don't. And this is very important because a lot of people will tell you, you got to believe 100%. You got to go in 100% of the time. Let's go. Listen, we're human beings. We don't necessarily always believe that we can do something 100%. There's always going to be that little bit of what if. It's going to be there. But the key is understanding that you only need to believe a little bit more than you don't to take action. You don't need 100% of belief to do it. You need 51% of belief to take action. And that little action step that you take with 51% of belief is going to get you a tiny win. And that tiny win is going to give you that momentum and that motivation to take another little action step. And that's going to get you another little win. And that is how you create momentum. And that is how you manifest everything that you want. One little tiny action step at a time, believing at least 51%.
So yeah, believing 51%, just like you said, but what if, the dark night of the soul coming?
Yeah.
When you keep believing, but then you still attract the things that you said you don't want, right?
Yeah.
And it's dark and it's hard. When there's no sales coming in, when there's no new clients coming in, when there's nowhere to go and you have to sell your car or whatever it is, it's hard.
Hell yeah.
What shall we do?
Yeah.
What will we do?
So that's the reality of life. right? And we get to decide if we live in a good world or a bad world. The thing is the power of perspective is unbelievable. And if you can train yourself to look at any situation with finding the gratitude and changing the perspective of the way that you look at things, you have empowered yourself and you freed yourself from absolutely any bad situation. And I am not saying that the worst of the worst is not terrible and like it can be. It's going to get hard sometimes. It's been for me, and I know it's been for millions and millions and millions and millions of people on the planet, and they've been there. But again, the thing that always helps me through it is trusting and knowing that I've been through something like this before, and if I could do it then, I could do it now, right? And if you can, and every single time, if you understand that no matter what, the light shines through the cracks, right? It always does. You have to have cracks. That's how the light gets in. Right. And every breakdown leads to a breakthrough. And every single time something bad happens, it strengthens you. And so if you can look at that situation and say, I used to, when I had my biggest breakdown of my life, I remember I wrote down in my journal every single day, over and over and over again, one day I will know why this happened. That's the only thing that got me through. I was banging my head against the wall, literally lost everything, lost my TV show, lost all my money, lost my boyfriend, was in a tiny little 4x4 room with 6 other actors with a window that faced a brick wall. And one day I'll know why this happened. One day I'll know why this happened. And it sucked. And nothing was happening for me. And months went by and still nothing was happening for me. But I said, one day I will be sitting talking about this moment, and I will say that it was the greatest moment ever because it forced me to grow and it put me where I was supposed to be. And now talking to you in this moment in time, Nim, I can seriously say to you that was, now I know why. That needed to happen. But we can't realize that in the moment sometimes. So you need to surround yourself with people that love you and support you to help you through. You need to make sure that you're getting the help that you need. If you need to get that help, if you need to get that, see a therapist, see someone to talk to, get a coach, surround yourself with amazing human beings, shift your perspective, and just keep powering through and trust and know that it is always happening for you in some way, shape, or form. Then you'll be okay.
Wow. Love you.
Love you.
Oh my goodness. Whew, thank you. Thank you so much. Last question. What is the exciting new project that you're working on right now, and how can we be part of it?
Yes. Okay. So I told you one, but one that everyone can be a part of. The book is one, but that's a ways out, but it's coming. It's coming. One that everybody can be a part of right now is our next challenge, which you found us through a challenge. That's how we met.
Yep.
So we've got a brand new one, all about attraction. It's all about attracting clients, attracting people to not just any kind of clients. It's called the Dream Client Challenge. So attracting dream clients to you. So not just anybody, but people that you absolutely love to work with. So we're going to teach you all about how to attract clients, how to enroll them into your programs, how to retain them, how to get them to refer people to you. It's 5 days and it's absolutely free. So go to thedreamclientchallenge.com and you can join us for free. It starts on Sunday.
Awesome. I already posted on my Facebook. And Jen, thank you so much for being here, sharing seriously your heart, your value with our community and the work that you do. I'm so thankful for you. Thank you so much for being here at Go All In Show today. Thank you, Jen.
This has been so special for me, Nim. I'm so excited for you. Honored to be here. So grateful for this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.